Hello, and welcome to the 16th episode of... What's the name of this show again, Dave? Oh yeah, Sweeney Pat's Shut His Slag News, now available in colour. In this episode, I have a quick stroke while I read the Sunday newspapers, some slag called Sweeney Pat celebrates his 10 million subscriber, and finally, the Mail on Sunday are giving away £450 worth of luxury cosmetics. Unfortunately, 3 Savlon Starmers already had the lot, the elfish tea leaf Doris with a Brighton on his Chevy. You slag! You slag! If for only one day, Sunday, well, every day, I find headlines perpetually perplexing. Even the BBC, a globally recognised media organisation that doesn't have the science God gave a layman, is asking the question why prison isn't working for women. I'd say there might be a lot of ironing to do back at home. Ministers say, can it be fixed? Well, to quote my mate Bob the Builder, yes it can. Just check all criminals for upstairs and downstairs wobblies. Simples. Here's another one in the Observer. A paper which I find lacking in observation, with its front page headline, Britain's Healthiest Walk. Well, just leave the motor on the driveway, sorted. And this Britain's Healthiest Walk headline lined up against people actually doing the healthiest walk, probably to Britain. Though it's not that much fun for those of us that have to live here. Why is it I read these newspapers and I think I'm having a stroke? Except for the Sunday Sport, when I am most likely having a stroke. Of just the cat, I get bored easily. What did you think I meant? Dirty, dirty people. And then when I finish, I knock one out. Of course, on a Sunday, a lot of newspapers do these book reviews. Or is it Saturday? Or Friday? Anyway, it doesn't matter, I can't read. Though the clan that gets a sole nanny goat doing a voice of some slag called Sweeney Pat asked the question recently, why is all literature these days about the hidden underbelly of our on-demand saturated modern world with all the cardinal sins seemingly a free-for-all, published with critical acclaim and then promptly dramatised into televisual form so that we can all just watch a load of people shagging, thieving, doing a cheeky bit of Charlie, murdering people in the cellar whilst drinking all the wine from that cellar and act like there is some hidden depth of meaning. Whatever happened to a nice simple story? Like Harvey, a story of a man who liked to get drunk in bars and was best friends with a 6'3" rabbit that only he could see. Now there is a man you can get behind. Of course, if they ever remade Harvey, somebody probably would get behind him and make a 20-minute sex scene out of it in an effort to be inclusive. I'll tell you what, Dave, I've never got over Rocket Man. We get it, Elton, you're gay. Who isn't these days? Well, not me. Some of my best friends are. No. Oh dear. I feel myself going further and further down a rabbit hole. And that's pretty clever. Because that was Alan Turing's favourite film. Anyway, what was the question again? So, on to more sobering matters now. What? The Pissed Off Postman Pat channel has made it to way over 10 million subscribers. You what? 10,000? How many? As you all know, my main competitor for the pop channel is Mr. Beast. Pretty obvious, really. Sweeney Pat is at 10k subs, and Mr. Beast is a little bit higher with 325 million. You are having a jumping jihadi jam donut in a kebab shop. 325 mil. He'd be shiting my local. That's nearly the population of Greater London. Anyway, 10k subscribers, and apparently 99% of channels never make it this far. Yeah, well, probably because that Mr. Beast steals all the bastards, the behemoth, lanky, giant, cross-eyed, smug Texan. Oh, wait a minute, he might have a gun. Going back on point, 10,000 subs. Let me look at that number again. It does look pretty impressive on paper. 1 0 0 0 0. Is that enough zeros, Dave? Hold on. What the fuck? Alright, which one of you bastards unsubscribed? Oh well, I guess I'm back with the other 99%. I'll tell you what, I'll reset the page and see what happens. Oh, you were having a fucking giraffe at an orphanage. I guess there is some work to be done. But of course, the longer you do this YouTube thing, you start to see things you shouldn't really see. and questions arise. Like Morris dancing. I forget what question arose. Country music. Why is that still going strong? There's too many things that distract me. The more I follow this YouTube, the more I think there should be a button called the Safe Zone, and it just takes you to a page with a video of an orangutan juggling on a unicycle to the rapper's delight by the Sugar Hill Gang.
I said he's a fairy, I do suppose, flying through the air in pantyhose.
Too right, darling. They started all that, and that guy out of Shalimar did the moonwalk before Wacko Jacko. I'll tell you what, speaking of shit you see on social media, Dave, why have you put my channel up on the screen? Hi, Sweeney Pat. Hello. I'm starting up a new section in the news section called WTF. What have those clans gone and invented now? You can. Catchy, I know. Number 1, Swiftopoly. A Taylor Swift version of Monopoly. Slag! And that's not just a board game. Isn't she one of those frequent flyer clans who tells us all to be more net zero and everything? Slag! What? She's twice as bad. I remember when Nestle was celebrating something like 70 years of the Kit Kat. Now just to let you know, a Kit Kat is a chocolate bar. To any Haitians out there, that humble Kit Kat, nothing more, nothing less. I say like Barbara bloody Windsor, Dave. You knew where you were with a Kit Kat, and they hadn't chucked in a hint of chili or giant pieces of bleeding Oreo biscuit. 70 years of the same chocolate biscuit for 70 years. Then after 70 years and one day, they come out with the fat bastard version, a Kit Kat Chunky, where you need Richard Branston's teeth to eat the bastard. You know, the pickle guy. Then orange Kit Kat. I bet that Terry bloke was fuming. Then they made a Kit Kat with mint. I'm not having this, Dave. Not on my shift. Now on to number 2. A Dyson Smart Kettle. The cheeky, crafty, smug bastard clan. Worse than you, he's just took the bit of the Hoover that collects all the dust and hair and shit and filled it with water. And how much does this Dyson Smart Kettle cost? £5,000. You could buy a dozen first-class stamps with that. This super slag just takes everything that's already been invented and makes it transparent. The greedy, selfish bastard. I wish I'd thought of it. In other news, apparently this bloke said that Strictly made him fat. Look, mate, you were probably doing it wrong, clan. And from clans to dolls now, a Sunday Star headline. You what? Oh, sorry, the Daily Star Sunday. Why can't they just call it the Sunday Star? Well, it could save on the ink. You get on to them, Dave. What was the headline again? And more to the point, do you care? Exactly. This has been Shut It Slag Sunday News. You slag. Ta-ra. You slag. You slag.